Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, California Resources Corporation, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, Bakersfield City School District, and the San Luis Obispo County Office of Education, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.
We are live today at MITRWWallSt Imprintables, and I am with owner Stella Webby.
Hello.
Well, thank you for inviting us today.
Thank you for coming.
Can you tell us how long you have been in business?
Well, we have been in business for 37 years, since 1980.
And how did you get involved with Wall Street?
We went to a family reunion, and Dominic and I decided to make some shirts, have some shirts imprinted with a friend of ours. And we made shirts for every family, a different color. And when we took the shirts back east to Boston, everyone was so emotionally connected to all the shirts because every shirt was per family. And we saw that we were two young kids, 23 and 25, looking for work, looking for a job. And we saw the emotional connection and the happiness that shirts brought to people, our family. And we decided, let's open up a t-shirt company.
Now, you were saying earlier you had no background in this at all.
No experience whatsoever, except that shirts make people happy.
So you have just been training yourself, learning, self-taught.
Dominic and I were self-taught from the beginning. We had no, you'll see back here is a dryer. Well, back in the day we couldn't afford the dryer, so we would have to make the screens out in the sun. And we would actually have to time it in the sun. And we would crawl out the window. We were over Guthrie's Alley Cat, second story, 440 square feet. And we would go out the window and burn the screen out there. And it was just mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake.
Until you got it.
Until we got it.
Wow. Well,
Yes.
Can you tell us where we are right now in your warehouse?
In our warehouse, this is the screen printing department. We have 3 screen printing machines, and these are 2 automated machines. This is a manual press, and this is where we do all of our R&D. We love to do R&D. We love to create new looks on t-shirts, new styles, new ink. So this is where we practice all of our R&D before we put it on the press. And so this is our screen printer, one of our screen printers, Russell, Oxford. And as you can see, we need 2 people on each machine, one to put the shirt on, and then one to take the shirt off and put it in the dryer.
Okay, now what is going on here? Because I see there's numbers. There's numbers 1 through 12. What does that represent?
Each screen, it depends. This machine can print 12 colors on one shirt, 12 colors. So each screen represents a color. So right now, Russ is doing, Russ, how many colors are you doing on a shirt?
2 colors.
2 colors on a shirt right now.
So I see color right here. Is that a blue or a blue?
Yes, that's a blue. So you put all the ink inside there. And these are all the inks that they use. And then these are all the squeegees that go on the machine that press the color through the screen.
Okay. So I'm looking for if the shirt comes through. So when the shirt comes through underneath this white,
Yes.
then the paint kind of goes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and you'll see right here. Here, come on,
Okay.
on this side. You'll be able to see it better. So here you see the color here.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the first color.
That's the
now
one.
it has to get spot dried underneath here in order for you to lay another color on it.
Okay.
So you'll see here, they go around and around, so they can put 12 shirts going
On
at
that.
one time.
And then so we
Yes.
have the white, and then it's doing this it's drying, correct?
Yes.
And then it'll go over to the where the blue is over there, and then put the blue color on it.
Exactly.
So each time.
Yes, and you can come over here and see it. And this machine can actually do 96 dozen shirts an hour if we really wanted to move it.
Wow.
Yes, 96 shirts a dozen.
And there you go.
And there it is right there. And then you can see the shirt being pulled off and you'll see the color on it. And you can stay behind this line.
Okay.
And you'll see right here.
And we can see that it's a little bit of color there. Wow, very impressive. Okay,
Yes.
besides, so this is the area with, obviously, with all the paint.
Yes,
So,
all the ink, yes.
All the ink. So where else? Where else do we go? What other mediums do you have besides?
Well,
the-
doing t-shirts is also just like doing pizza, because this is our big oven, and it's for both machines. So we have 2 here and 2 here. As soon as they take the shirt off, they put it through here, and the oven is about 350 degrees. So it has to go through there for at least 2 minutes for it to be cured, so that when you wash it, the ink won't come off of it. So that's the second color right there.
Okay, so it's setting
Yes.
that color, make it so it doesn't come off.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, so besides here, well, because there's so many different departments, right?
Yes.
So when we come back, we'll go into another department,
Right,
which
right.
kind of has to do with our shirts.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I think we did those, didn't we?
I think you did. Okay, so we're going to send you back to the studio, and when we come back, we're going to check out how they made our shirts. We are back live at Wall Street Imprintables with owner Stella Webby, and we have another visitor with us. Would you introduce her, please?
Yes, we are in the embroidery department because we talked about how embroidery is done on a t-shirt, on a shirt. And this is Yaya. She's the supervisor here in the embroidery department. So she's going to give you a couple of pointers.
Hi, so this is the embroidery department, and what we do here is we pretty much, with any piece of art that we receive, any digital print or piece of JPEG art, we convert it into an actual file which converts into stitches. So my job is to pretty much do something like this here, where this was a piece of art and now it's converted into stitches.
Now, you have a lot of machines here.
We do.
Can you kind of describe what's happening with the machines? If we could walk on over there to one.
Definitely. So we have 3 of these, which are 8-head machines, and each machine has 1 head. So each head controls 15 needles, which we can program and tell the sequence of how we need our threads to run. And that's what this computer does here. We program this computer with the design, the thread colors, and the stops that we need.
So you
per
can have
design.
8 items going at one time. Like
Yes.
these shirts, you could put 8
Correct.
on there. And our shirt, is this just one color?
That's actually 2 colors. There's the royal blue for the and then
there it
the gray for the rest of the design.
So we would only be using 2 of those
we would
needles.
use 2 of these needles depending on where we program that color. Those are the colors we would use. the
Okay,
needles.
let's talk about price, because we were talking about that earlier, because there is math involved
Definitely,
with this.
yes.
How is the math involved?
So for something like embroidery, for a design, what we do is we look at the design and see how many stitches this will cost. Based on the stitch count is how we will determine the price. So depending on the stitches, which is $1, normally $1 per 1,000, that design there looks about 9,000 stitches. So I would say it would be around $9 per piece.
For this
Yes,
stitch.
for that embroidery there.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Now,
Thank you.
before we leave, can you quickly tell us what's happening on the table right here?
So here we have orders that have been filled, and what happens here is the person that is actually checking in this order here needs to be able to count, use numbers, make sure that they're counting in per piece. Like here, there's 2 small, 7 medium. Those numbers need to be precise. When they're checking in orders, those numbers need to be counted exactly how the order reflects.
So the shirts are ready, they're stacked and ready to go, so tomorrow when they come in, they'll be putting the design, whatever it is,
Yes,
on those.
that's exactly what would happen. And they have their orders here, which would tell them what this order would be getting, what design will be put on these items. So.
Well, thank you for taking your time out today for showing us around. So there's other departments?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
We have many more departments here.
Okay, show us another one, Stella.
This is the heart of screen printing right here. This is where everything comes in on a daily basis. We order and everything comes in, and our shipper receiver, he has to count, and he has to be able to count up to 12, because mostly everything that we order is in dozens. And so every day he opens up these boxes, and every day he puts everything on the shirt, on the tables. And so he has to count everything and make sure that it matches our receiving. So everything here has to match here, because this is what the customer wants. So you can't make a mistake in counting. We cannot make a mistake in counting, because either the customer will not get enough, they'll be missing pieces in their order, or they'll get too much and we'll be losing money because we printed what we shouldn't have printed.
And that's what's happening on all these tables as we walk
Yes,
by. Those are
exactly.
already counted orders.
All of these, everything is counted here, and all the receivings are here. Every order is counted 4 times. When it first comes in, when it gets on here, it's recounted. Everything is in dozens, if you can see here. Everything is in dozens. So if you want to work here, you have to be able to count to 12. And you think it's easy, but it isn't. So these are all here. They have to count the shirts again before they print them. And then when they come off of the dryer, as you can see them coming off the dryer, the guy here at the end of the dryer has to count them again. And so here he puts them again in dozens, stacks of dozens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And there they are.
And then obviously from here they're boxed up, correct?
Yes,
And then
they're put into boxes, and you can only put 6 dozen in a box. So 6 dozen in a box is 72 shirts, and you can't put more than 72 shirts in a box, because then it's too heavy to pick up, and then the bottom falls out.
Okay,
yes.
Well, we have so much more. There's so much going on here, but we got to go back to the studio. So when you come back, we have a lot more from Wall Street Imprintables. We are back live at Wall Street Imprintables with owner Stella Webby, and we kind of finished talking about the tables, well, the shirts on the tables,
Yes.
but there's something special about the tables.
Yes. When we first started the business, we just had tables, just solid tables. So Dominic would have to pick up this pile of shirts and take it and put it on a table. So we were constantly moving from here to here in our small little shop that we had. So we came up with the idea of doing shirt dogs. That's our name for them. And we came up with we created these shirt dogs. So now they move. And you can put as many shirts. We have piled these up probably about 6 feet high at times. And now the guys can grab this and they can move it to their station as they're printing. So all these jobs are in order. All these jobs are in order. So they know the next job to do is that. The next one is here. And they just go and they just pull the shirt dog.
And they'll just move so easy, because
Yes.
I'm watching you and you're just like, they're piled with shirts and you're just like, whoop,
Yes.
moving it. Now, obviously it took some different designs.
Yes, we tried a couple of different designs, and we got the right height for everybody so that nobody's bending down, nobody's reaching up. And we put coasters on the bottom so that they can move. And we keep making them over and over and over.
Trial and error,
Yes.
just like the kids
Yes.
need to learn. Okay, we fail first, we'll try it again.
Exactly.
So now, the most important part, your art department.
Yes.
Can you take us to your art department?
Yes, we can.
Now this is kind of where all the
Bye, Russell.
brain comes from.
This is where all the art happens. This is where the creativity happens. This is Jody here. She's our young artist, very young, straight out of high school. And we saw her potential. And this is Jameson. And the special thing about them, and this is Jody. This is Lacey, where Lacey sits, but Lacey isn't here right now. Anyways, the special thing about Jody and Jameson is that they can both hand draw. The same thing with Lacey. They can all hand draw. So they all start here.
Can you kind of show us what you do on this, how you kind of create a picture or a design?
Yeah. So a lot of times, the biggest thing is always starting off with my rulers up here. I have rulers right up here, and everything needs to be a certain dimension, and that's the biggest thing first. Is I always carry a tape measure with me. I'm always measuring the different garments, and once I have the size, then I'll go through and start designing everything, whether it's text and, you know, doing do.
How many different fonts do you have?
How many different fonts? I have a lot. We have
Thousands of fonts?
Yeah,
Yes.
thousands and thousands of
How long
fonts.
have you been doing this?
I've been doing designing now for about 12 years.
How has it changed over those 12 years with technology?
Oh, it's changed a lot. Like she said, everything used to be hand drawn, and now we can take a sketch and scan it into the computer and digitize it, and, you know, print it that way instead of doing everything by hand.
In the old days, because I was also an artist for my husband, and we would have our design, and it would be done in a one color, and we had this thing called ruby lift, and we would put it over it, kind of like glued, not glued, but it was kind of sticky right over the design, and you would have to take an X-Acto knife and cut each color that you wanted, and then you would peel off the ruby lift, put some more on, so for each color, and then we would burn it. And then that's the next part we're going to be going to, is the screen department. But that's how art has developed, from hand doing everything with an X-Acto knife to now Jameson does everything here on the screen.
It's instant gratification. Like,
But he also draws,
Yeah.
scans it, and then he creates
it and adds.
Which are some? Are these some of your
Yeah.
creations?
Yeah, I did my own face.
Those are amazing. Those are really amazing.
Thank you.
Nice job. Well, thank you so much for sharing this
Yeah,
with us.
no
So
problem.
from here,
Yes.
can you show us where it goes to?
Exactly. We're going to see how the screens are made, how the art is taken from there and it's put in here. So this is our screen room here. Okay, so this is where the art goes. From the art department, it goes to the Kiwo. This is called a Kiwo machine. So you can see here, the art comes here and it would be here, and then from here we put a screen here and it actually prints
The picture on there. I
the
saw this
picture.
earlier.
Yes,
Yeah.
it actually prints it on there.
And then from here,
And from here, it goes here, and this is kind of like, it's like a photo. So we would put it here and we would expose it for about 20 seconds, and then this is what would happen. It comes out like this. So everywhere you see here, everywhere where you see the light color, that's where the ink will go through to make this design.
because the light kind of has burned
Yes,
into that.
exactly.
Wow,
And this
Stella.
is a one color job here.
It has been wonderful. There's so much more we
Yes.
can continue with. Wonderful. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. And here's just a little gift for you to thank you for allowing us to come today.
All right, thank
and we
you.
could continue on and on. It's just
Yes.
amazing. And what
Yes.
you and your husband have created. Thank you, thank you. And again, thank you for Elaine's visit today. It's been wonderful.
Exactly.
Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, California Resources Corporation, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, Bakersfield City School District, and the San Luis Obispo County Office of Education, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.